So let's talk about doing a self-assessment as part of your NJS application. So previously, I've talked through setting up Proda, doing the application, talked through registration groups, and then once you've done all of that, you're ready to actually draft your self-assessment answers. So I'm on this page here, which is in the practice standards page, as part of the application. What is here is every module, and this is generated and the logic is pulled from these service delivery questions that we went through in another video. I've said yes to implementing restrictive practices, yes to hazardous waste, and yes to complex bowel care. So as a result, on the practice standard page, it has given me a whole range of modules. We have the core module. We have the core module 4.5 for waste, because I said yes in the service delivery question. We have module 1, which is complex nursing, high intensity daily personal activities. Module 2, which is the writing of the behaviour support plan. Module 2A, which is the implementing of the support plan. Module 3, which is early childhood supports, which is therapy to under 9s. Module 4, which is specialist support coordination, which is level 3 support coordination, and Module 5, which is specialist disability accommodation. This is also generates from here. So I've decided to apply for every single registration group, all 36 here. And in my past video, I walked through what all these mean. So because of what I've written as service delivery questions and the registration group section, it has put in here all the different modules. And here it tells you how many responses are needed against these standards. So you can see for all of the modules, we've got 22, 23, 24, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 48, a lot. I've given up counting. We've got a lot of different ones here that need to be written. So basically, what I would like you to do before you get to this page is really have a look at the provider application pack and have a look at the quality indicators. Now, the quality indicators, I'm a teacher by background, so if you think about the audit being your exam, or in this case, the self-assessments being your exam, the quality indicators is your marking guide. So what you need to do is so let's look at the core module, which most providers will answer. We have in here all these different standards. There's 22 standards here against the practice standards that you need to write. And you need to write a under 2,000 words, sorry, I think it's under 2,000 characters that need to be put in here on how you comply. But it doesn't have to be hard and complex. It's really just how do you do this? So how do you deliver person-centered supports? You need to have a look at these for hints. So this one says that each participant's legal and human rights are incorporated in everyday practice. This one talks about how you communicate, how your communication is responsive. And this one talks about engaging support networks. So I might write something really simple like, my organization ensures person-centered supports by, what was the first one? Human rights. By ensuring legal and human rights are incorporated into our day-to-day communications and interactions with participants. We also include this in our participant welcome pack. The communication is responsive. We tailor our communication to our participants' needs, as an example. Then, how they engage with their support network. We encourage engagement by having long-term relationships with stakeholders and communicating regularly. Excuse the typos there. So that can be an example of how you do this, how you meet this. Now, you can't fail these as such. You can't get it wrong. So don't have a lot of pressure about what you say here. Something simple is often best. In the past, registration companies have used the same self-assessment with every provider, and there's been over 1,000 providers who have failed for having the same responses as someone else. And you really don't need to pay for these responses. It's really quite simple. It should just be how you do these things. If you don't know how you do these things, maybe have a chat with ChatGPT, put in the outcomes, and see what ChatGPT suggests could be some things you do. Now, it's really important, though, that you don't say something that's not true here, because you can get in trouble and have your application rejected if you lie in these self-assessments. It needs to be a self-assessment of how you do these things, of how you comply inside your business. Okay, so I've put that in. I click save and continue. I would then have a look at the next one as an example. So, individual values and beliefs. At the direction of the participant, culture are identified. Participants' right to practice their culture are supported. So think about how will you do this? How will you ensure their rights are, their values and beliefs are taken into account? Usually this is done through the intake process. So you could say something like, during our intake process, we identify any individual values and we ensure that we put a plan in place to meet them. Quite simple, right? Then we would go on to the next one. There's lots here to do, but it really doesn't need to be that complicated. I might do another video that walks you through some examples of how you can come up with some of these ideas yourself, but that really just covers off kind of the process around how the service delivery questions link into registration groups, and then how do you actually put in these answers here to complete your self-assessment.